Where it stops, no one knows. We're going head into the unknown. Na, 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 na.
Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday, and welcome back to Criminality. Or if this is your first time here, welcome to Criminality. We are here today to discuss the Delphi trial that is underway. We are currently on day 4 of testimony. There has been a lot of commentary on social media about things that are happening today. I do have a guest that I'm going to bring up even before I say hi to you guys, because I know that there's just a lot going on. So it might be a little chaotic at the very beginning, but we're gonna get there. Hi, Sleuthy.
I'm embarrassed that you have to give like a warning before I come up.
No, it's not a warning. I just wanted people to know that you were here.
I'm so disgusted.
So why don't you tell us what's going on today? Because there are people in the chat who don't know anything about today because they're behind on all the updates.
Okay, so there's a man who's a tiny, tiny man. He's a child-sized man that is currently being tried for murder. And around that is, these 3 Bs, this bridge guy and a bullet and a brutal murder of 2 girls. And the entire state's case rests on this 43-second video that we, the public, have seen a clip of with audio attached to it for the last 7.5, 8 years now. That was said to come from one of the victims' phones. So we've all been under the impression for all of these years that this bridge guy captured on this phone that tells these girls to go down the hill was in the process of essentially kidnapping them and forcing them down a hill where they would ultimately be killed. And today the video was played in its entirety for the courtroom, and nobody in the courtroom, except for like one scraggly reporter, nobody in the courtroom saw the bridge guy in the video. Nobody heard the bridge guy in the video. Nobody heard either of the girls mention a guy or anything about a gun, which was said to be how he forced them down the hill. So I guess my mania started at that point when the video was played, and it feels like I can't see anything other than that we were lied to for many, many years.
So I have a question, because I've seen multiple reports on this video, and a lot of them are saying that the full video was not played. Some are saying that it was. So I'm very confused on, like, did anybody in court, like, did McClellan state we're playing a portion of the video?
He would have had to. He
Right.
would have had
That's
to
the
say,
thing.
yeah, he would have, if he was going to play a portion, he would have said, I'm going to just play a little bit and I'm going to pause.
I'm going to play from second number 2 to second number 41, or what I mean? Like
Yep.
they for the record, they're supposed to say like what part of a video is being played. But there's people who are like, like reporters that like we tracked it, or like we were trying to count it out, and it seems like we only got like 35 minutes or 35 seconds. Sorry. It's a 43-second video. And they're like, we only got like 35 seconds of it. And I'm like, he would have had to have stated whether he was playing playing it in its entirety or not. He should, but listening to Bob last night, the way that they're introducing all these exhibits is going to be a fucking nightmare. So maybe not. I don't know.
Well, and then another news report came out that said they played 25 seconds. So it's just, if it was a portion, they would have said it was a portion.
Can you hear like the thing behind me?
No.
Right.
The stove is literally crackling.
Oh, the stove's crackling. So, you know, I have no reason to think that they did not play the full video, other than the
Some
fact
people
that,
saying they didn't. That's
well,
all I got.
I don't know why they're saying that, other than maybe they are assuming it's not the entire thing because they're expecting this man to, because it says that you can, he wrote in the affidavit to arrest this man that you could see and hear this bridge guy telling the girls to go down the hill. So is it possible that the people that are saying they didn't see the whole thing, is it because they did not see the man and they did not hear the words, and so they're like, well, that couldn't have been the entire thing?
Maybe. What are we getting? Ice?
No, I'm putting spaghetti in the pot. So, I was gonna try to eat. I feel like if I don't, my blood pressure is just gonna.
Yeah, you probably should. Yeah, otherwise your blood sugar is going to go crazy. So, okay, so let me bring this up. So, last week we had talked about that they were going to be able to, that media was going to be able to go and view the exhibits in Allen County, which they'd have to be able to separate. They'd have to send extra media one way, but they can't take photos of any of this evidence. So, one of the reporters asked and requested that they be able to recreate the document where Richard Allen's confession. So I want to bring that up. This is obviously not the original. This is the news recreating it. Looks almost copied to me though, like traced maybe, or they, it's kind of funky. But he said he did the best he could to get it so that it's accurate.
Can you explain to me what the purpose of, and not just this exhibit, but all of the exhibits? You have reporters who are recreating diagrams that are being shown in the courtroom that are being entered as exhibits, and detailing, pictures of the girls, like show the entire courtroom photos of these girls at the scene. And I'm just simply not understanding why, if you're going to do all of that, why not just let them take photos of the exhibits or release the exhibits?
I don't know why they're not just releasing the exhibits.
Yeah.
But like I said, I was told that we would get access to whatever exhibits would be public after the trial was over. But then that seems to have kind of changed, because now she's laying them out for the media, but she's only allowing the media to look at them.
So bizarre.
Yeah, it's very gatekeepy. I think it's very interesting for like them that want to have like public closure of where people leave the families alone kind of thing. I just am really surprised that they're not being more transparent on what the information is. I don't really get it. So I wanted to show this. This is the recreation done by the news reporter. So he even goes down to like filling out like the little lines, like how it's all filled out. So it was received by the Indiana Department of Correction on 3/5/2023 at 11:47. So that's what the copy is. And then it says, "I'm ready to officially confess," over here, but then 4 is up here. Killing Abby and Libby. So it's almost like "I am ready to officially confess, Richard Allen," and then it's like 4 killing Abby and Libby. "I hope I get the opportunity to tell the families I'm sorry."
And
I don't know how I feel about. I don't know how I feel about this. This is a disaster of a message. I mean, it could go either way of like, hey, I'm ready to confess. But if we look at the timing of this, the 3/5/2023, this is right when he's going into the.
Well, you have that, but then you also have that the warden. So when this was entered like as an exhibit, the warden was testifying. This is to the warden, and
Yes.
the warden was
it's a request for an interview.
Yes, and he said he never interviewed him. So, like, if this was taken seriously and received on March, whatever, the 3rd or whatever, why didn't he ever go? Why did he only just go keep eyes on him? He said he would put eyes on him. He didn't actually speak to him. He had no knowledge of any confessions.
Well, he says that he just takes these requests and he sends them over to that
Internal affairs or whatever.
the office, whatever that, I always want to call it like the unified command. That's not what it is. It's the central office. The central office.
So they just did nothing, but they put like other, like they put actual convicted felons like at his door. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand really what.
I just feel like it's just so all over the place.
Like, I feel like this is just meant to, like, it's supposed to be like, oh my God, like this was just meant to, well, he wrote it there. Why would he say I'm ready to confess for killing Abby and Libby if he didn't do it? Like, that seems to be the entire case at this point.
I'm thinking so too. And a couple of people in chat have made the comment, like, obviously we're only on day 4. We've still got, they think they're going to go 3 weeks. This isn't the end all be all, but just the way that things are kind of adding up right now, I'm very confused on the state's case. I mean, I was confused before, but I just really am, because I don't, especially after all the information coming out about this video, and it's not clear. Reporters are having very different accounts of what's going on with this video. Some are saying they saw Bridge Guy. Some are saying they didn't see Bridge Guy. And this, okay, so I should clarify this. Before lunch, they play, supposedly, this is what we don't know either. I'm trying not to get frustrated, like as I do every day. I'm trying not to get frustrated with the lack of transparency where we could just watch this shit ourselves. So before lunch, they just play the video. They just play what Libby recorded from Snapchat, and the jury just gets to see it in like almost essentially raw form, with either some seconds being cut off or in its entirety. I think when we get to hear from the people in the courtroom, hopefully they'll tell us what was stated as it was put into evidence, because if he's going to only show a portion of it or talk about a portion of it for the record, he has to state the timestamps of when he's, what he's playing. So we would know that. Nobody in the court would have to count the seconds. So there's varying reports going into lunch on whether you could see Bridge Guy, whether you could hear anything. Some say they heard nothing. Some say they saw nothing. Some reporters are saying that they heard one of the girls stating something about the path, like the path ends here.
Oh yeah,
there's nowhere to go, or something along those lines.
Yeah, man, I did hear several. I mean, yeah. So I should say, I did hear from basically everyone that they did hear they wanted. I think they said it was Abby. So, but I always like knew that Abby was on there. Really, I mean, she should be on it. My thing is, I don't know where we go from here if your case is made up of 3 things and one of those things is the Bridge Guy and you don't even have the Bridge Guy. How did you get that video that you showed the public? Where did that even come from?
So that comes out with the enhancements of what we hear in the afternoon testimony of the ones who did the zooming in of the video, screenshotting the video, and pulling the audio and enhancing it. Give me a second. I don't know what's going on in chat. I'm really focused on trying to get up all the tabs for you guys to be able to see what's going on in court today. You guys, it's very simple. Anybody who's ever been to my channel, you guys know the rules. I don't care what your opinion is on the case. Don't come in here and troll. That's what number 1. Not that anybody has that I've seen. And the big one is be kind to each other. If you don't like somebody that's in the chat, block them. You don't ever have to see them in a chat again. It's really super easy. But don't be a dick to anybody. Just like, that's really the bottom line. It's just chill. It's chill. We're all trying to figure out the facts, and Judge Goal wants to make sure that we have chaos on the outside. We have to be in control of that, and we have to be able to work together to put the pieces together of what's actually happening in the courtroom, so that at the end of this, we can all be on the same page with what the evidence presented was. We don't have to like each other to be able to do that. That's really what it comes down to. So I don't know what's going on. I don't have time to go back. I don't even know how many wrenches I have in chat right now. So everybody just chill. We're trying to piece it together. Just be kind to each other. That's all I got to say on that. Okay. The image Tia is showing comes from Fox 59. It is a recreation of an exhibit from the 3-day hearings. So during the 3-day hearings, they put all these exhibits forward for the motions that they were having. The media requested to view them. Judge Gohl said no. And then the media went back and fought and said, we have a right to view them. They're public record, so on and so forth. So she gave the exhibits to a special judge that is in charge of going through and seeing what could be public and what could and what needed to be redacted. In doing so, they set up a day, being today, where all of the exhibits that were going to be made public from the 3-day hearing, not trial right now. Mind you, all of these exhibits will be entered in trial as exhibits as well, but on the back end for the offer of proof from the defense side. So in doing so, the reporters had to essentially split up. Some had to go to Carroll County to listen to the trial. Some had to go to Allen County to view these exhibits. Both sets of reporters are not allowed to photograph the evidence that is, or the exhibits that are being entered. So one of the reporters requested to be able to recreate the confession letter where Richard Allen had written to the warden in a request for an interview. This was entered into evidence during the 3-day hearing. This is a replica. This is not, we can only take for value what the reporter told us this says, because he's the one who recreated it. That's it. This is not actual evidence. It has no evidence tag on it whatsoever. So that's where we're at. Okay, now back to this video. I want to talk about this video again. And who just brought this up too. What was the video GPS stuff? So before in one of the hearings, Sleuthy, we were told that the video itself started geolocating to the high school.
Yes.
And then it narrowed in, by the end of the video, it narrowed into the bridge.
Yes.
Okay, did you hear today that somebody testified that the beginning of the video geolocated to the Memorial Park?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, there was no Memorial Park, so I'm very confused on this. The Memorial Park is Abby and Libby's.
Yeah, and it didn't exist then. Well, and it didn't seem that the testimony was that it started there and ended at the bridge. It just seemed like that's where it was. And it's like the opposite direction of the school.
Okay, so did they not testify that the high school had anything to do with it today?
I did not hear that today. That was just in that previous, I guess it was the 3 days of hearings, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But, and it was a different witness too. This was Bunner. He did not testify at the 3-day thing.
Okay, so we did hear, I think you're right. I think it was the 3-day one. I can't. All the prior hearings are kind of all blurring together for me, but they said like it's not uncommon for the GPS to like locate out and then to go and like get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And I think that was kind of brought up. Was it yesterday or did I hear that this morning? I don't know. It's all kind of running together.
That was what the other testimony was, but then what I saw from today was that basically that's like close enough that back then it basically wasn't.
Did I lose you?
My timer just went off. I don't know if I lost you.
No, you cut out for just a hot second. Yeah. Yeah, you're cutting out. Okay, well, we wait for her to come back. I'll go through the updates. Hey, Francis, long time no see. I'll go through the updates from Wish TV, my favorite news source over here. But they're the ones who have a running blog of the day, so they do make it easier even with their typos, and I do give them shit about their stuff just because I want to, not because I actually don't like them. Here, Sleuthy's back. All right, can we hear you now?
I can hear you.
There we go. Okay. I was gonna run through the Wish TV article. Do you want to keep talking? You want to talk about the video some more though? I know that's
No,
what
no,
you
go
cut out
ahead.
right when you were talking.
Did you hear me say that that all I read about today was that basically it was close enough that like that was the back then that was the best they could do. Like it couldn't pinpoint exactly where you were. But then also that he testified that he didn't look at the data, so that he didn't look at the data of where it came from, the location.
That was Bunner. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so the recap of yesterday. I think that we'll just touch on this really quick. We did a 3-hour live yesterday. Julie came up and was talking with us. I know that Sleuthy's been taking notes from Andrea's live yesterday. I was working on Bob's, but then I was done. Last night I messaged Sleuthy and I'm like, I'm done. My head is done. It does not want to Delphi anymore. I literally sat down and opened a book and I was like, I'm leaving this world for a fictional one. And I can't deal. My head was just like gonna explode. So to recap kind of what happened yesterday, there was a lot of the crime scene images was really what they were going over. They showed the jury the crime scene itself. They showed the jury the bodies of each girl and the processing of the crime scene. There was 4 witnesses with Deputy Giancola, who was the first deputy on scene. There was 3 CSIs that testified about different evidence that they collected, and the clothing from the creek and that type of stuff. So the third CSI, which was the 4th witness yesterday, they ended the day with him still on the stand. So we start today, and I don't say his name right. So if you guys know how to say his name, by all means, he's like Olehi to me because that's what it looks like. Hi, Charmaine. Hi, Fluffy Bunny. So I know that's not probably how you pronounce it, but that's who he is. I don't know how else to say it.
It sounds fine to me.
Sounds fine to me, right? Yeah. So sounds good to me. So he's back on the stand this morning for cross-examination, and so the update is that let me see where it is. He discussed the large exhibit of crime scene evidence. So he's the one who was taking photos of all the clothing, and if you were here yesterday, Julie was kind of going over what items of clothing were in the creek, so we can review that really quick too, because that's kind of it's kind of interesting and it leads into the cross-examination. So they found a couple articles of clothing we already knew were in the creek. We'd seen the photos of it, but then there were some things that we didn't quite know. So just to refresh everybody's memory on this, Libby did not have any clothes on. Abby was wearing Libby's jeans, no socks, and her Converse. She had on a sports bra, and that's going to get clarified today. So this just from yesterday, a sports bra, the maroon shirt that she has seen photographed in on the bridge, and then she's wearing the Delphi swimming sweatshirt. In the creek, they found, or I should say that under Abby, they found the right Nike shoe that belonged to Libby. In the water, they found the left Nike shoe that belonged to Libby. Libby's tie-dye shirt was inside out. A pair of jeans that were a size 26, believed to be Abby's, that were inside out with a pair of underwear. They found an ankle sock that was like a dark bluish and purple. They found, did I say the tie-dye shirt already? The tie-dye shirt inside out? The jeans? I did, okay. They found a handkerchief, bandana type of item. We get more clarification on that today. That one kind of threw me. But I also want to say that I know from social media, a lot of people who were out there after the scene or after the crime were like photographing areas around the bridge and everything. And there was like random ass things. Like I think most anybody who's followed this case for a long time, like there was that weird black belt. I mean, so I don't know how much of this technically belongs to the crime, but it's all kind of together. So I think that's interesting. And nobody's clarified, as far as I know, whether this bandana type of handkerchief thing belonged to one of the girls. Like maybe one did carry something like that. I don't know. The gray zip-up sweatshirt was also found in the water, along with a salmon-colored sock. So we were told from Ron Logan's search warrants that they were missing a sock and they were missing a pair of underwear. So I'm kind of confused on that because from what we can see so far, it looks like they're missing multiple socks. Like one from each girl, unless the other socks are just random. Do you know what I mean? Like they're just other junk clothing that just was found. I don't. That's what I'm like. Okay, Sleuthy, we lost Sleuthy again. So that's what's found in there. So then this is where we get to. Oh, and then there was, okay, there's the other thing that I did not know anything about was some type of like camisole, like a little mini tank top that was also found in the water. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I don't. So that's this camisole and this handkerchief. So it seems like we're missing 2 socks and a pair of underwear. Is that kind of what you're picking up, Sleuthy?
I think so, but like I do have initial notes from Andrea. She says that Abby had on her underwear, that they were on her. So
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because her underwear. So then I was gonna say maybe it was Libby's underwear, because the ones in the water was like inside. My kid takes his jeans off, like I can't stand it, but he wears boxer briefs, so obviously, and they come off like with his jeans. I have to pull them apart before I put them in a wash. So they would have to be Abby's. But
how are we? I thought the whole purpose that we knew that we knew from before was that we were sure that she had to have been at least partially nude. Abby had to be at least partially nude, was because she didn't have underwear on.
I thought it was because she had on different clothes.
Oh, the different pants?
Yeah, like what is partially nude? I mean, does that necessarily mean that you have to be without underwear, you know? I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe she meant to say, because
I'll have to update.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, we know there was a pair of underwear missing. So if there is a pair of underwear that are now being photographed and shown in is this it? If there's a pair of underwear that are being shown with the pair of jeans and the pair of jeans is Libby's, then that just doesn't really make
Abby's.
Yeah, of Abby's, I'm sorry.
They would have to be.
I was trying to look for we had done this on a live a while ago. So I was trying to pull this up. This is like one of the lives we did when we were trying to decipher what pieces of clothing were missing and like track everything.
Yeah, I just almost wonder if, like, when I heard her say that she had on her underwear, I thought, okay, so at what point between the FBI writing that affidavit and I guess now, did they get that that we were missing? Like, when did they find the things that the FBI thought was missing? Like, that's kind of what I thought. But it sounds like it's still up in the air whether it's actually still missing. Like, we still may be missing a sock and a pair of underwear. I thought they said Abby had one sock on.
I thought they said Abby had no socks on.
See, this is, I just can't stand this. I can't stand this.
Okay, so these are my old notes. I just want to review them. So it said that Abby had on the two bras, with black traditional one and a gray sports bra.
Yes.
Okay, this is, like I said, these are old notes. Anybody who's just popping in. So she had on the burgundy pink shirt, Libby's sweatshirt, which is true. She had on her 2 Converse shoes, and 1 Nike shoe under her body. Okay, the dispatchers say they found 1 pair of underwear, which goes into the photos that we have of the tie-dye shirt, the black Nike shoe, that pair of underwear, and a pink sock. Okay, and then was
it an alone pair of underwear?
So I always thought that the one that they found, I thought it was that white thing that was in the water, to be honest with you. That's what I always thought it was. I think my Prezi's gone. Hold on. Shit, where did it go? I'll have to pull it up so that I can look. I always thought that the white part in that photograph, I always thought it was thought that was like maybe Libby's underwear.
Yeah. I mean, I did too. So was it?
Apparently, if we're saying that the size 26 pants had pink underwear inside of them, them, then no.
We didn't see the pants with the underwear in them. So what is the white thing we saw? Is it the handkerchief, or is it?
No, because we learned today that it's like a greenish color handkerchief.
So maybe the white thing is underwear.
But then you're not missing any underwear.
Right. That's why when I heard it, I assumed that they just eventually found it. Or the FBI didn't know they had found it, which I found really odd, because I was like, you know, they went so far, but again, it was a probable cause affidavit. But they went so far as to say that somebody took trophies from the scene. I would assume that they would double, triple check that was true.
Right. So that was like my question. And who just asked it in chat too? Like, did anybody even clarify that the girls wore socks? Like, I know, like, not everybody wears socks. I mean, so I think that's another thing to talk about. And then there's the, I don't remember who just asked, like, does anybody remember a pink panty video? I don't remember that. Maybe you can. I don't.
I do, however, remember, don't they in the scanner audio from the beginning, don't they say, what do they say they find? I could swear they said they found a pair of underwear.
They asked for I think I have it. They asked for multiple evidence bags for a pair of underwear, for a cigarette butt. But then they do ask for more that we don't know we know that they collected more evidence. We just didn't know what the bags were for.
Okay, so if the underwear they were referring to was like tucked up into jeans, like how we know now.
That's what Julie said. Julie said that they're when you take your pants off and your underwear go with. That's how they showed the photos of it.
Yeah, so if they said on the audio that they had a pair of underwear, I would then assume that if it was the ones that we're thinking of now, they would have said they had pants also. Don't you think?
So I honestly just don't know. This is why, like I said, I'm really trying to not get frustrated. It's hard. Randy took a video in the creek after some time and had seen something pink like panties or a sock under the bridge. I don't remember that. Somebody else asked where the gray sweatpants are. Becky testified on the first day that she found the gray sweatpants in Libby's room. And that's how they knew that Libby was not wearing the gray sweatpants.
You know, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but when that went out to everybody that like they were wearing, you know, this and that, and she was in this tie-dye shirt and a pair of sweatpants, I've heard Kelsey say that she watched them walk away, like till she could no longer see them. So I guess I'm just confused how then when they were reported missing, she was unable to say that, like, no, she wasn't wearing, she was wearing jeans. I watched her walk away. I know she had jeans on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's just little things that are just extremely bothersome to me. And today was even worse. So.
Okay, so let me see. Mary says Becky testified Libby wore sweats. So Becky testified that Libby had on sweats when she was in her office and playing with the new puppy. They didn't realize until later, and when she went to go check the room, and she said something along the lines like, did she have 2 pairs of these? She didn't have 2 pairs of these, so she had to have changed. She had to have changed because they found the sweatpants in the room. So in the morning, she was wearing the sweatpants. She did not go to the bridge in the sweatpants. Here's your Nike shoe. This, in my opinion, is the jeans. These are the ones that the searchers sent out, 2 years ago now. So I don't know what they're seeing in court because we don't get to see it. This is what I thought was a pair of underwear. from what Julie told me, and Charmaine was thinking, hi Charmaine, by the way, that maybe this was like the gray zip up hoodie. But when Julie was on yesterday, she said the gray zip up hoodie was like submerged underwater. So did you hear that?
I mean, that doesn't look like enough clothes.
So this is Libby's tie-dye shirt.
I see that. Mm-hmm.
Jeans. I don't know where this black camisole thing is. The sweatshirt. The gray hoodie. I didn't know where that went. And then we know that the sock is not in this picture. It was found over here. This coral sock. All right. Well, let's go into what they say today for what we know so far. We'll check the tweets and we'll check this article and we'll see what everybody's saying so far today and see if we get any clarification on some of this through cross-examination, which I think was Rosie. One of the news people did say that today had a lot of objections, unlike yesterday where there was no objections. But they said that it was the state objecting about what Rosie was saying. So I thought that was an interesting side note. Go ahead. I cut you off.
No, I said that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so we have the cross-examination of Trooper O'Leahy that reported that James Luttrell brought a physical piece of evidence in a paper bag. So this is not cross-examined. They were actually finishing direct because if we're talking about Luttrell is she actually spelled it wrong too.
Yeah, he did have to finish. He did have to finish direct this morning.
Yeah. Christine G wants to know if there was blood on the phone. Nobody has said that I have seen, that there was blood on the phone, but that is a great question. The phone was facing up with the screen upward, facing up, and then the Nike shoe was on its side. That's what I was told. So the finish direct first. So Luttrell also brought a physical piece of evidence in a paper bag, a size 10 black Nike shoe found at Deer Creek. Libby was a size 10 at 5'4".
Yeah. Size 10 what? That also didn't make sense to me. A size 10 what? Surely not a size 10 woman.
Well, she couldn't be a size 10 kid.
I mean, it would make more sense to be a size. I mean, it wouldn't make sense either way, but I'm not buying that she wears a size 10 in women's shoes. That's huge. I mean, it's not huge, but it is for a little child who's only 5.
It is for somebody who's 5'4".
Yeah. For anybody that doesn't know, you need bigger feet the taller you are because it steadies you. So to have that size foot at 5'4" doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Oh, T-Dub says, I'm 5'4" and wear a size 10. So T-Dub, when you were 13, 14 years old, what size shoe did you wear? Because for me, not to get too far off topic, I've had 3 kids. I was a size 8 when I started having kids. And after having kids, I'm now a 9.5.
Yeah, they do that to you.
My daughter, who is 5'2", wears a size 6.5 in women's.
And I'm 5'7", like 5'7" and a half. And I now, after my kid, wear an 8. Sometimes 8.5. It depends.
Huh. Yeah, 10. I mean, what size is your son? Because he's in big kids, right? He's 6, right? Yeah. My kid, he's in big kids, and he's a size 2.
He's
a size 3.5 now. Sorry, I just threw out the size 2s.
Sometimes he's a 1. Sometimes he's like a 13. But
yeah,
I don't know. The 10 doesn't make any sense.
Maybe she was just going to be really tall. I mean, Derek's tall.
I would like some type of confirmation that like she actually wore size 10 shoes.
Well, I think that they're saying this is the confirmation that those are her shoes.
But like, says who? Nick? Because like, I don't trust him at all.
That's Luttrell.
I don't trust. Oh, I trust him just as little. Did they try to put the shoe on her foot? Like, that's really the only way you're getting me to believe she wears a size 10. I don't understand that.
Your feet initially grow faster than your height. I don't know. I mean, that's just,
maybe she's the only one that was like 7 feet tall, you know? My cousin wears a 10 and she is, well, she used to. She's probably like 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", and she wore a 10, but then she lost a bunch of weight and now she's not that tall.
Apparently, this is not that unheard of. So Holy Shnikey says one of her daughters is 5'2", wears a size 9. Marissa says her two sisters are both 5'4", and they both wear a size 10 shoe. So, I mean, maybe, I don't know. For me, I was like, what? A size 10?
Yeah, I reacted the same.
Maybe she was just going to be really fucking tall.
Maybe.
So.
Throw away everything you know, including what you know about feet size.
Yeah, apparently that doesn't matter.
Nothing normal, like nothing that I think I knew exists here with this.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, like I said, maybe she was just going to be really tall. So it is what it is. Okay, so we have, size 10 and Nike shoe, the shoe that belonged to Libby. The exhibit included physical pieces of evidence such as clothing from the girls, which were a tie-dye shirt, a gray hooded sweatshirt, a pair of Converse shoes were among the articles. The exhibit also included a Smith & Wesson cartridge, the hair from Abby's fingers, strands of fiber, and various DNA swabs from the girls' bodies and other pieces of evidence. Alehi told the jury that the pieces of evidence were put in storage on February 14th, and he completed sealing and recording them on the 16th. He was also present on the February 15th autopsy. The jury viewed an autopsy picture of Abby, seen wearing a pink shirt under a black sweatshirt. Alehi explained where blood and wet spots were on the clothing. The clothes were still wet at the time of the autopsy. The question of if Abby's clothes were wet or not has been highly contested, but apparently the clothes were wet. I also asked yesterday about the shoes, and I got a mixed answer on different people who were in the courtroom whether the shoes were wet. So just like everything else in life. Brad Rosie was cross-examining Alehi, referencing the DNA evidence mentioned in the exhibit. Alehi told the jury he was not aware of any DNA found in those exhibits that was connected to Richard Allen. So this is the second witness that's testified. They're not aware of any DNA connected to Richard Allen. Luttrell objected, first stating that Alehi was not the right witness, then objected on relevance, and Judge Frankel sustained it.
Wait, what?
That's not the right witness, and then it wasn't relevant.
How is it not relevant if his DNA is on any of those items?
Well, he's not. They're saying that he's not the one who tested any of it. He wouldn't know any of those answers. He was a collector of it, not the processor of it. So not. But I don't know. I don't know how the objection on relevance would be.
That's what I'm saying.
But he'd already said it. I mean, it doesn't. This is kind of the thing. It's like it's already out there, and he's not the first one to testify that according to their knowledge, there is no DNA that connects Richard Allen. And I don't even know why they're going to object, because if they did actually have it, they're going to have a witness that comes up and says, yeah, we matched this to Richard Allen. So it doesn't, I mean, it's just for the record anyway, but I don't know. I don't know why the relevance would be, besides that he's just not the right witness.
I think she's just doing everything opposite because she knows that this is like, if he gets convicted, it's coming up on appeal. So there might as well be like a bunch of things wrong rather than just one. Like, I don't understand. I don't know in what world I get the other one, but I don't know in what world it would be not relevant whether his DNA was anywhere on the crime scene for her to have sustained that. But
yeah, like even just saying like, are you aware? Like, and he's like, no, I'm not aware. A lot of people are still in the chat going off about the shoes. Like people got some big feet out there. I got you. I take back my statement. I take back my foot statement.
I take it back too for now.
It's retracted. Okay, so Russell said that Rosie and Alehi entered this is the reporter, entered a tense back and forth about the public taking photos of the crime scene, prompting Luttrell to object to questions on crime scene integrity. When asked about the sticks found on the girls, so this is because they're still going with the fact that the crime scene photos that were leaked to the public they have no evidence markers on them. They have nothing on them. So we also know that the photos that I just showed you of the clothing, these were taken by one of the searchers and then given out to social media. Aaron, smart ass. No, I'm still hanging on to that fence. I'm still sitting there.
Teresa.
I'm not. I still think they might have the fucking right guy. They could have just fucked it up. I'm not gonna. I need more to show me that he's not there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there one way or the other. But that's what I need. I know what I need, and I don't have it yet. I mean, they fucked up this investigation. So whether he is the guy or not, I'm still going. I don't know how. I don't know how we're gonna have a conviction if he is the guy.
I don't know how they know. How can they know that it's him? What do they have that they can know that this is the right person?
Tell me if they have him in any type of digital forensics that puts him at the scene at the time of the crimes, or even on that fucking bridge, I'm gonna have a real issue with that.
You know what? I'm gonna shut up so we can get to Riley's testimony from today.
Okay.
So we can revisit this discussion.
We will revisit it because I'm not sold one way or the other. I know, like, people in chat are like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" It's like, Teresa.
Mm-hmm. We'll come back to this.
We'll circle back. Mm-hmm. I described reasonable doubt. Okay, so I should say right now I do believe that they have reasonable doubt. I'm not on the fence with just so far after 4 days. I'm not saying that they will at the end of the whole thing. I will say reasonable doubt as of right now, but I will not say factually innocent.
So here's my thing. You need to convince me it's not, okay, I think that you're guilty. So now I need reasonable doubt that you are not guilty. So like, no. I need you to give me ways to basically.
No, reasonable doubt would make, as of right now, if I was sitting on the jury, I would vote not guilty.
Yeah. So if I'm starting at this person is another American that is innocent currently.
Correct.
And I'm here looking for evidence that he's not innocent. I don't see where we've gotten that yet.
Correct. That's what I'm saying right now. But I will not go as far as to say that I think he's factually innocent.
I mean, you don't have to do anything you don't want to, but and I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Like, I hope that something, you know, even the confession, like if that confession is like, when he said that he confessed to the crime, or what did he say? He confessed to committing the crime as charged. Like, now I'm envisioning him saying, I committed the crime as charged. And that has no extra information as to like what that even means.
The information of that only the killer would know.
Yeah, what's that?
We don't have that. They have not proven to be in the 4 days so far that he is the guy. But I'm not ruling out that he could be the guy. I'm just not there.
Nick's running out of days. Nick's running out of days.
He's running out of days. Like I said, I'm not saying I think the guy's factually innocent yet. When this whole thing is said and done, I will tell you guys my opinion. I'll tell you every day if that's what you want. But I'm not just, I'm still, if I had to vote on the jury right now, it's not guilty based on what we've heard so far, but we're not done.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
I think this jury is smart, and I think that
they seem to be asking really smart questions today too.
Yes.
All right, we haven't got there yet. Okay. Okay, so tense back and forth about the public taking photos of the crime scene, which, like I said, the searchers were taking photos. When asked about the sticks found near and on the girls, Olehi said that they appeared to be placed there by an individual to conceal them. Olehi continued, adding that the sticks were not tested, and he wasn't aware of any effort to take shoe impressions, and said there was no effort to lift fingerprints at the scene because there were no good surfaces. Before I get to this, so another reporter was talking about the sticks, and I think from the end of what they had reported was that that Rosie had gotten Olehi to confirm that the girls were not concealed and that you could easily see them, but the jury's not. I mean, they can see them. They saw the pictures. So,
am I tripping, or like? Why was I under the impression that like rough surfaces, I don't know, like sticks with bark and stuff on them,
it'd be harder?
No, would be easier to get stuff like skin cells.
Yeah, for DNA purposes, but he said fingerprints. They didn't do an effort to lift fingerprints at the scene because there's no good surfaces.
So did they take samples of it for DNA?
I'm curious. Why did they take fingerprint? I'm hoping that somebody swiped the phone for fingerprints.
Oh, can you imagine?
Phone's a pretty decent surface. Now, DNA is different because, you have all kinds of different DNA sources that you could potentially get from a lot of these different surfaces.
No, the jury's not going to the crime scene.
I'm wondering if the jury's going to fucking request it at this point, to be honest with you.
I was thinking they probably, like, their questions make me think that they might, so that they can better understand, because even with their questions, for someone that can't, like, look at it on Google Maps and look at, like, I just don't see it being totally clear. But I also think they're going to get shot down like the rest of us. She's going to be like, nope, sorry, nope.
Right.
You can, like, want for whatever you want, but, like, we can't, no, we're not going on a field trip.
So Olehi continued adding that, okay, we already did that one. Okay, so Rosie questioned him about the blood found on a tree at the scene, as well as if there was anything unusual or usual to find, if there was anything usual or unusual to find an unspent bullet in the wooded area in Indiana. And his response, it's not uncommon to find a bullet anywhere in Indiana.
Well, good. That's a reasonable response. If you would have said anything else, you would have looked like you were dodgy.
Right. Rosie referenced the photo of the unspent round found at the scene, to which Olehi said he had not seen more than 6 photos of the bullet himself. He only saw about 6 photos, and admitted that there were not pictures of where the bullet was after it was removed. The bullet was collected in its pure form, and he later said that only 5 or 6 photos of the bullet was good. Like, it was good enough. They didn't need the rest. This was kind of what Julie had said yesterday, was that they were testifying, saying that they did the right protocols on how they photographed the evidence. But then when they started showing the other evidence collected, such as the clothing and the amount of photos that were taken, like when they collected that evidence, how much it varied from the photo of the individual photo of a bullet, when they had multiple photos of the clothing as it was recovered.
Yeah, they've done that. They've done. It's only been 4 days. They've done that already, with one of them testifying that, like, no, he would not like hold up evidence for a photo, because that's, like, not the way that you would do it, and that's not professional. And then you have, like, photo after photo of the FBI literally holding the evidence up for pictures.
Yeah, they don't have that for the bullet.
Yeah.
Miku's headphones is giving me a hard time in chat.
Who?
Miku's headphones. I literally am still at a loss for the words that T thinks RA is not still factually innocent. And then somebody, Mars, going, she lying.
Like, you're literally, God bless you. I mean, you're holding out. I bet you'd stay married for 50 years if you was unhappy, Teresa, because one day he'd change.
No, I just accept that he'll never change, and I just stay married anyway.
This is Teresa tipping him in his bridge guy. Yeah, I'm not gonna, whatever you think.
We'll get there. We'll get there one way. J.O.'s like, I ride with Teresa. Thank you.
Okay.
That's okay. This is why I'm open to everybody's opinion, just as long as people are. Party of 5 says 43 years in your T. I get that. Oh, look, Christine's like, poor Mike. How do you get pulled in? I'm Team Mike. She likes my husband. They think alike. Let's see with them. Okay. Rosie referenced the photo of the unspent. Okay, we talked about that. A few questions from Luttrell on redirect, and another from Rosie. The jury asked if the ground under Abby appeared disturbed to indicate that she was dressed there. Ooh, God, that's such a fucking good question. And he said the ground underneath was not disturbed.
So what does that mean?
Like, how would you dress a dead body in this moist, wet ground and not have any type of evidence that it was disturbed or disrupted there?
How would you drag her there?
Abby, you could probably carry.
Yeah. I wonder if, you know what? Did they say if the ground underneath Libby was disturbed? Like, I'm getting, like, major vibes of, like, someone just, like, I hate to say this, and it's very sad, but just like manhandling and like tossing Libby, and then like gingerly like cleaning Abby, you know, carrying her, like gently placing her down. Like it's just the more that we go on, the more I see like such a big contrast between one and the other.
Oh gosh, yeah. So and because you brought that up, almost everybody I listened to that was in court yesterday with Julie, Bob, and Allie, Andrea, they all talked about like Abby was like super clean and a couple of them used the word pristine, like
Yep.
that she was. I mean, that the difference between the girls was extremely obvious, and just how she just was super clean.
Now, if they were allowed third party stuff. So back when this got brought up the first time, we were talking about like moving and staging. I know that I've made comments about typically the type of person or offender who would like move and stage a body. And usually it's like family. And I'm not accusing anybody. I'm just talking about this stuff like in general. It's usually like, say you find a loved one naked and like hanging from somewhere. But then when the police show up, the person is like laying in the bed with pajamas on, tucked under a blanket. It's like, it's something that happens like when people, you love this person, you're trying to save them some like dignity in death. You don't want them found that way. So it's just really bizarre to me. Like that looks like the way that Abby was treated. And now, having said that, I think a really good argument they'd have had was multiple of these third party people they were trying to put up did have a connection to Abby specifically.
Sleuth Investigates brings up something good too. Like, was Abby like baptized? But I have a question here. If they're still saying that the clothes are wet, how hard would it have been to redress Abby in Libby's wet jeans?
Dude, my kid obviously doesn't wear tight jeans. He's not a girl. And even with not jeans, like when I get him out of the tub, if I don't dry him, his legs like all the way well, like it's a pain in the ass. Like he's fallen over to get them on. Like it's difficult shoving clothes, period, on wet skin or wet clothes on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just cannot. I don't know how the heck would you get, even though Libby's pants would have been bigger than Abby, obviously.
It still
But
would be hard.
if they're wet, how the hell did he get them? There's still the fucking jeans are a pain in the ass in general.
Yeah, if somebody. So if you can picture this, like if you're laying there, I would put the jeans like on your ankles, both of them, and then like put your ankles on my shoulders maybe, but then I would still need someone to like shimmy them down your legs and then pick you up, like to put them all the way on your butt, like, and we're talking about dead weight. So I do not know. The baptized comment is interesting though, because someone had posed that question, I think yesterday, when they said, is there any type of like with this ritualistic stuff, is there any type of like baptism equivalent?
And somebody in chat just said too that Anna had said in an interview that Abby had never been baptized.
Interesting. Was Libby baptized?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Huh. I don't know. Okay, so let's go to the forensic examiner for the phone. This is Bunner. So Indiana State Police Lieutenant Brian Bunner. We've heard about him before. We've just never heard from him. So he is the one who worked with ISP's digital forensic unit back when the crime happened. So he explained the process of the cell phone extraction to the court, which included retrieving the phone, manually examining and photographing the phone, extracting the data with tools by plugging it into a computer, putting data into a different software, then processing that data into a report. Bunner said that the report for Libby's phone was several hundred pages. After creating the report for Libby's phone, he told the jury he handed it off to detectives. Quote unquote, I wanted to get that information off that phone and into the hands of the investigators, he said. Bunner said he looked through Libby's camera roll and found the bridge video in her camera roll. He also mentioned the camera roll was the phone's last user activity. The approximately 35-second video, see, it's 40. We all know the video itself is 43 fucking seconds. I'm so frustrated with this. The approximately 35-second video was taken between 2 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. There's metadata on the video. Why don't they know when the hell they took that video?
Yeah, I don't understand. I thought it started exactly at 2:13.
And I'm confused because I thought that the original testimony was that it was a Snapchat video.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm not a huge Snapchat person, so if anybody in chat knows more about it, can you take a video and I mean, I guess you could do it from the camera roll and upload it to Snapchat, but I don't. Can you download it from Snapchat? I didn't think so.
Yes.
But I don't really know how. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Like, I can take a video on Snapchat or a picture or whatever, and then save it to my camera roll. Yes. Like my kid, when he was doing that thing about you're grounded, that came from Snapchat that I downloaded it to my phone.
Oh, okay.
But also with Snapchat is like the only way I could see, let's say in its totality, there's 43 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
The video in the camera roll that they found was only, what'd you say? 35.
Okay. I don't know. This 35-second video was taken between 2 p.m. and 2:30.
So let's just say
that's what Wish TV says.
Let's say she made a 35-second video with like her phone camera and uploaded it to Snapchat, like to her stories, let's say.
Okay.
And then added like another video maybe that she recorded through Snapchat and put it to her story. If someone then was going to go view her story, it would go from the 35-second video to like the 9-second video or whatever and create a full 43-second video. Does that make sense?
Like two videos added together?
Yeah, like it would just play one after the other.
Okay.
So like that could be possible, but then everybody and their mother would have known via her Snapchat story if they did in fact find the photos of the bridge and then of Abby on the bridge via her Snapchat story, like they claim, then they would have seen these videos also. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like somebody added something to the end of this one, like after extraction to make it. I don't know how a 35-second video turns into a 43-second video. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, unless they're just reporting it incorrectly. I mean, because that's what I've said. I've heard 35. I've heard 40. I don't. It just
25.
nobody's reporting it correctly.
I can't stand it.
Okay, so in the video, Libby and Abby can be heard talking and conversing while on the bridge. Libby's mother cried upon hearing their voices. Fuck, that would probably get me more than the crime scene photos, is hearing her voice. According to Russell, the journalist, one of the girls was heard on video saying, "See, the trail ends here. There's no path, so we have to go down there." Now, everybody has their own interpretation of what they heard in this, so you guys have to take that like I've not seen a consistent statement really on the "see, the trail ends here. There's no path, so we have to go down there." That's about the most consistent I've heard of what was said. I don't know. Bunner told the court he took several screenshots of the video to send to the detectives. Prosecutor Nick McClelland asked if in the pictures could he see a man behind Abby. Bunner said no. And then McClelland said, "In the following photos, can you?" And he said yes.
But how did they know what to zoom in on to take a still photo if they couldn't see him in the other one?
Good question. I don't know. Libby's, and they're not, I mean, this is what I'm going to struggle with this, because he's only supposed to be 60 feet away from them. Why can you not see him?
Yeah.
Why can you not see him until like it's zoomed in? That's not that far away. I mean, it's far away, but it's not like far away where he just wouldn't exist.
We were told that at the end of the video, you could see and hear the man tell them to go down the hill.
On the end of the video, you could hear the down the hill, but you could see the man closer to the beginning of the video, is what we were told. Or I was told.
No,
they're not the same time.
In the affidavit, it says that you can see and hear the man tell them to go down the hill. That's what it says.
Is that what they wrote in there, verbatim, like that?
Let me go get it. You can keep reading.
Okay. Yeah, because I was always told they're two separate things. The you can, when you see him, you do not hear him, and when you hear him, you do not see him. Okay, so Libby's phone had data extracted at least 4 times, according to Bunner. The defense began their cross-examination, going back and forth on types of extractions. I know some, and when I pull up, I have somebody I know that reported exactly what days all the extractions were done. It was done a couple times in 2017. Homeland Security did it again in 2019. And then Cecil came along in like 2024. So back and forth on the types of extractions and the metadata collected. They asked about the longitude and the latitude coordinates pulled from the bridge video, which Bunner claimed was close, but later admitted that he did not look at the GPS data on the video. He told Prosecutor McClelland after the cross-examinations on redirect that the GPS location on the video was in a reasonable area, but not exact because that capability was not there yet. He ended his statement by saying an iPad could have been used to find my phone location if Find My Phone was turned on for both devices. This is the one I was telling you guys at the beginning. This is supposedly when it was testified to about it, the video starting at the Memorial Park. But then we'd heard in prior hearings was the video started at the high school. But it seems that their entire reasoning behind this is the same, that it, like, when a video starts, it's in a wider area, and then as the video goes, it's able to bring in a tighter, close-knit location. Maybe, I don't know, but I don't know why we're even, I don't know how the Memorial Park came up, because that didn't even exist at the time. The other thing that I heard here was, hold on, let me see where it was that I was going to tell you. On the extractions, Homeland Security did it. I told you that one. Jury question here that they don't have in this article. A jury question was, did you take a screenshot of Libby's phone before opening it? Like, did you take a screenshot of the entire?
Good question.
Girl, come on soon. Okay, Julia, I'll send you the link. But that's
I sent you the thing that we were literally just talking about.
Okay.
The thing.
Okay, so court is out. Court is out for the day.
I can't wait for this fuckery. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up Facebook real quick. Hold on. I got nothing loading. Okay, so PCA. Near the end of the video, a male is seen and heard telling the girls, guys, down the hill. The girls then begin to proceed down the hill and the video ends. I mean, they're kind of implying it's the same time that near the end of the video, a male is seen and heard telling the girls, guys, down the hill. That was never the original part. So I think, I don't know. This is worded very weird, but I'm not fucking surprised, to be honest with you. Near the end of the video, a male is seen and heard telling the girls, guys, down the hill.
Yeah, I remember in the opening, Baldwin said that the guy who's like saying these things in the video, his mouth doesn't move.
Right, because that's what I'm telling you. We were always, I was always told, I was always, the way that they put it, when they put it out originally, when they put the clips of the audio, it was put out like, hey, these are not at the same time. We're putting out the video of him walking, and then we're putting out the audio of his words, because they're not happening at the same time. And then I think it was, oh my gosh, which fucking guy was it on the Indiana Road Show, and he tells the host, we cannot even prove that the guy walking is the same guy saying the words. We don't even know that to be true because you don't see them that way. He says that from the very get-go. That's like in 2017, right off the bat.
We had to know there was something off about this video because the family always said that, like, there was nothing. Like, everybody seemed confused what the big deal was about this. There was nothing important on the video.
And that at least Anna did an interview where maybe it was Becky. It might have been both. Did an interview where they said that they listened to it and heard nothing until they were given the enhancement. So I was not surprised to hear that nobody heard much of anything on this at all until they heard the enhancement. I have a Apophis is going to pop in and say, yeah, of course there's something wrong with this fucking video. It's not real. Or seen as lips moving, that's the part the PCA insinuates. Yeah. Could it be possible someone came up behind them and said it, and BG could not be who said it?
Yes.
That's exact. I mean, that was always a theory at the beginning of all of this. Yeah.
That remains my theory. It was somebody on the south end of the bridge, or maybe even down on the road. She says something like they're gonna head down the hill anyway.
From my understanding, hi Missy's Angels, by the way. From my understanding, it was always that she was essentially recording Abby crossing the bridge. It was a video of Abby, and then when there was this creepy guy or whatever behind them, she kind of takes the phone and puts it down at her side, and then puts it in her pocket when he gets closer.
Yeah, no, nobody heard the girls say anything about a guy at all.
Right, I'm just telling like the old school what we kind of were under the impression of.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all very, very interesting. All right, let me see. Hold on. Okay, one is dated April 5th. Wait, hold on. That's not the right one. Hold on. Did you tag me on Twitter? Is that where it was, Miku? Or on Facebook? I'll see where she tagged me. She tagged me somewhere on the dates. All right. Where was I? Did I go through this?
You were at the he didn't see anybody.
Yeah, okay. So we did Bunner. Okay. So then we had I think they went to lunch around here. Or maybe this is the guy who very first comes up. I don't know when lunch was. I have a different Twitter name. LO. That's for the confession part to look at. Oh, okay. Thank you, Miku's headphones. So this is 2 p.m. So yeah, this is when they come back from lunch, and Jerry Chapman is the audio-visual forensic expert who worked with the Indiana State Police and in civilian roles testified about how he can enhance audio to make the sound better and eliminate background noise. He describes what he did on Libby's recording. Chapman said he enhanced the portion of the video that's been played in the media when a voice says down the hill. So the original part that was released.
So what's all the background shit we hear then? If that's what he was doing, was getting rid of the background shit. Sounds like somebody's walking through leaves.
Yeah, in February 2017, State Police first shared a portion of the audio from the video and a short clip of the man walking on the Monon High Bridge near Delphi. Police had said the voice saying down the hill was a suspect. Authorities had not released any other portions of the cell phone recording before Tuesday. In 2017, wait, what? Authorities had not released any other portions of the cell phone recording before Tuesday. Before today? Yes, they fucking did. That's how we got the whole guys down the hill.
Oh my God, what is happening?
I know, that's why I had to reread. I'm like, wait, what? In 2017, police had called Libby a hero for getting the recording, which has subsequently been referred to as the Bridge Guy video. The prosecution asked Chapman what he thought was being said when the portion of the video was being played. A defense attorney objected to the question.
Yeah, because her ass still hasn't ruled on that motion.
Right. But Chapman answered, my opinion is he says down the hill.
So wait. A defense attorney, so an attorney objected and he said it anyway. And then what did she say?
We don't have an answer there. So that's something we need to write down
be kidding
to
me.
court, because that's fucking crazy. This is the entire motion, is they do not want the opinions. He's not even, he's not a fucking,
Nick knew
law enforcement. He's a forensic an audiovisual forensic expert who's worked with Indiana State Police and in civilian roles.
Nick's dumb ass. He knew that motion existed. He knew he shouldn't have even been asking that question when they don't have a ruling. She should have ruled on it this morning so somebody could get an actual answer of what was happening. So now they've objected, but she didn't give a ruling according to these people.
Holy shit.
This is just...
Well, I don't know. So, but they said that the attorney objected to the question, but Chapman answered. They don't say whether she overruled it or sustained it or said to wait. I mean, the fact that he was even on the stand before that motion was heard, but I did read from one of the reporters saying that they were not going to hear any motions today or tomorrow. Hi, Arnim.
Well, then he shouldn't have elicited that testimony. He literally asked the exact question that they reference in the motion. We don't want him to ask what these people are.
We don't give a shit what his opinion is. Now we're putting info into the jury's heads when we're not supposed to do that, and they're supposed to be able to be the finder of fact themselves.
Yeah. So now they were sitting there like, I don't see a man. I can't hear nothing about. Nobody's saying anything to go anywhere.
Why didn't anybody object to the fact that
these
audio enhancements and these screenshots of this video are technically only used for the purposes of an investigation tool, along with like the sketches? I don't know why they're the same fucking thing. They're not technical evidence. The evidence is the recording itself, not the enhancement shit. Because it's open for interpretation, just like the fucking sketches. It's an investigative tool. Okay, in the video, the girls are walking along the bridge, and Libby says, see, this is the path. There's no path there, so we have to go down there. 12 seconds later, Bridge Guy says, guys. Abby can be heard saying hi very timidly. Then came the line, Bridge Guy says, down the hill.
What? Where are these people getting this information? How are these people the only ones that are hearing these things? How are these people sitting in the same room and they're supposed to be reporting accurately to everybody and some can't hear anything? Like, it's not like we're arguing over what he might actually be saying. We're arguing whether we hear anything at all. And these people heard her say timidly, hi. Are you serious?
So is the video itself, and including these quote unquote enhancements, would the media be able to go up and play this after, you know, and they can go view the exhibit? So would they be able to play this for themselves?
I can't.
Ems is like, the Wish TV did a misinformation.
Aren't they the same ones that said there was glitter at the scene?
They reported. They did a quote that the journalist said glitter. This is silly. Okay, hold on. All right. So the video, I'm so okay. Everybody who's listening right now, these are the types of things we're going to need clarification on based upon other people in the courtroom. this is very open to interpretation. So please take it for what it is. Like this is a mainstream media Wish TV source that's saying that this is what their reporter heard. We've gotten a lot of reporting done by different people in the courtroom that are hearing various things about this video. So take it for what you want.
Let me tell you something. I am not trusting a video where when I watch it in its original form, I can't see or hear anything. And then all of a sudden you give me this enhanced version and a man appears and all this extra conversation happens.
Yeah.
I'm not trusting that. I'm sorry. Whatever.
It said that then the video is sort of thrown around and cuts off. This is probably when I was thinking she put it in the pocket. Just for clarification, people, about the glitter, we had massive clarification on this from Julie, Andrea, Bob, and Allie. It was not glitter as in physical glitter. It was when they were viewing the scene with the alternate light source that it looked like a glittering all around. Like that was the type of like the light source was giving us that information, or like giving us that like view. It was not physical glitter everywhere around the crime scene.
My only reason for mentioning that right now, and I apologize, was to show that the reporting is trash, because it was actually reported that there was physical glitter, like glitter on leaves at the scene.
Thomas Scott, I declare fuckery. I agree. Well, we knew this was going to be very hard to follow because of the fact that we're not able to watch it ourselves. This is, I mean, I'm like I said, every day when I go live, I'm doing my best to not get super pissed about it. I'm just doing the best I can to try to collect the data and cycle through it. And then hopefully we raise enough money to buy the transcripts ourselves when this whole fucking thing is over. Because that's my only hope at this point. I've asked for the audio of the 3-day hearing. I was told no. I have not requested audio of the trial because I was told no of the 3-day hearing. So I just kind of assumed I'd be told no. But we do know, like, there's attorneys that are working on trying to get it. So I'm not an attorney. I don't know all the right legal jargon to put in there. So hopefully somebody wins that, because I think that would be that the audio would be best case scenario. I believe we'll probably end up with transcripts. So, and then they'll only give us the transcripts they want us to have, just like they didn't give us Wallace from the 3-day hearing. So next to testify is Rayleigh Voorhees. This is spelled incorrectly, but that's okay. On the day Abby, I have something very interesting about this whole thing, but they don't even report on it. It doesn't look like, well, maybe they do, and it's just up on the top after a break or something. On the day Abby and Libby went missing. So anybody who doesn't know who Rayleigh Voorhees is, she is one of the 4 girls / 3 girls, according to the prosecution, that was walking. She is the one who says hi and said that the guy that she saw was wearing all black, and he was not very happy. He was very like grouchy, essentially, and that she came up to approximately like his shoulder was one of her original statements. She talked with Doug Rice, who I've talked to you guys about before. Doug Rice was kind of like just a boots on the ground local guy who really was just trying to get the right information and put it out there. Rayleigh's mom had spent a lot of time talking to Doug Rice and was in social media groups trying to clarify things that had happened. So that's who she is. She was, if you guys ever watched the Hannah Shakespeare documentary that never made it to mainstream television, it was aired on Big Solve's channel, but it was edited. So there's an original audio of it that actually is where Riley says that she saw him at 2:15. When that channel put that out, for whatever reason, they decided to remove that piece of information that Riley had said in the interview on that documentary. And now we're going to get to hear it again today, that she still sticks with the same time frame. So next to testify was Rayleigh Voorhees. On the day Abby and Libby went missing in 2017, Voorhees, who was then 16, was also on the Monon High Bridge. She talked about passing a man along the bridge, and they'd said hi to each other.
That's different, but go ahead.
You're right. That's why I told that backstory, because I'm like, wait, what? Once the girls were reported missing, Voorhees reported that she had encountered the man, and she later shared with authorities the photos she had taken on her phone. and talked with authorities about the man she passed. The prosecution shared a photo of Bridge Guy from Libby's recording, and Voorhees said that was the man she passed.
You got the fucking defendant sitting right there. Why not say, do you see this man in the
Right.
courtroom?
Defense attorney, because they can't do it. They're not going to do it. Defense attorney Jennifer Auger asked Voorhees to describe the man she passed, and Voorhees gave a description. So they just don't report on it here. But she does say that she thought that he was 5'10", he was wearing all black. Later, Voorhees agreed that the photo of Bridge Guy had possibly affected her memory of him as she described him to the jurors.
I mean, well, wait a minute.
The photo of Bridge Guy could have screwed up her memory of who she actually saw. This takes us back to when they had they put that sketch guy on the stand and were talking to him, because he's like, you would never show the defense attorneys were like, you would never show a photo of somebody, right? Like you would never show them a photo of the person and the sketch guy's like, no, you would never do that. You would never do that because it would alter what they were going to say about the description of the person. And here, this is why it was like one of those preemptive things. So they show her the picture of the guy on the bridge, and she says, yeah, that's the guy I saw. It's so frustrating. Okay, hold on. I don't know what happened to my... I think that... Okay, well, go on. You have something you want to add there? Because I'm going to pull up some other stuff real quick.
So, through my phone, I'm sorry. I need a little bit more clarification on when it is that she's saying that seeing the photo of Bridge Guy or whatever maybe affected what she saw. Like, is she saying that within, like, they released the photo and then she was spoken to and then she provided her information?
Don't know. We definitely need clarification on that. The other thing is that she says, and apparently testifies according to another media source, that she saw this guy at 2:15 p.m.
Yeah. Yep. Why are we here?
What she said in that documentary years ago.
Wonder why it was edited out. I wonder why anyone who would know that, like, who would know that she had said that and then that it was edited out, would then also be using her testimony to try to convict Richard Allen, because because then you know that she saw this person at a time when the girls were being abducted at the other end of the bridge. So the person that Riley saw, or however you say her name, could not possibly be the person that they're trying to say was in the video.
Correct. Oh, hold on. Let me get this.
I just want to make sure that the jury is clear that it might have influenced, like, what she saw, how she thought the person looked when she saw them. But it's not like it happened after she gave her, like, her description is the same as it always was.
Right. She hasn't changed it.
Right.
And I mentioned this the other day, and it was only rumor. It was only rumor that in 2019, law enforcement had approached her asking her to essentially change her statement because they were going to be changing the sketch. Yep. And she said no.
Good for her.
So that's rumor. Take that for what you want. I want to clarify that's rumor. Okay, I'm going to show you guys a couple videos real quick. They're not very long, 4 or 5 minutes. This is from the Carroll County Comet. And she comes out at lunch and gives, and let's go to we'll go to the last one, because she just did this one. That's kind of what we're talking about right now. So this was her end of the day recap. So I'm going to show you
this afternoon. I think one of the key important.
I need to make sure you guys can hear it. Can you hear it, Sleuthy?
Yes.
Because if you can hear it, they can hear it. Okay.
Yep.
She says a lot, and I probably shouldn't draw attention to it, but she says a shit ton, and it's almost like ah.
things that I noticed was we saw some video, actually the full video from Libby's phone, and in that still images
Don't send
were
anything.
taken out of it. When the credentialed media was allowed to see the exhibits at the end of the day today, we got a better look at the distance between the man that has been called Bridge Guy and Abby. It's actually quite closer than I think, at least I thought, somewhere between possibly 10 to 12 railroad ties, which is very close. We also were able to listen, as I told you earlier, to the enhanced audio, and the audio visual technician from the Indiana State Police said, I believe that Bridge Guy said, down the hill. This afternoon's witnesses were 3 individuals who saw a man that resembled the photo taken from Libby's phone that was taken out of the video and enhanced by Indiana State Police. Those were 2 witnesses who were age 16 at the time, and also a woman who was walking the trail, something that she did very often. She did 3 loops. On this particular day, she did 2 loops and took a break to go into town to the Delphi Library.
Of course we can pause.
What? Wait.
You probably just want to open your mouth and yell that at me, because by the time StreamYard shows me your chat, you probably wanted me to be back here.
Am I drunk? Like, I don't understand what she's talking
annoying.
about.
I know. She is.
She went to go, wait. I think you have to restart and like stop at each claim, because I don't understand.
I'll do that. Let me go back. She is. I know you guys.
Stop when she says whatever bullshit she says about 10 to 12, whatever she's saying. 10 to 12. Yeah.
I'll do it. People are like, oh my gosh, she's annoying as all hell. So I was picking up my daughter from school because she's on a minimum day, and I was listening to her lunch recap, and I was like, why the fuck does she keep saying and so much? And then my daughter, like, who isn't paying any attention to me normally, well, that's not true, but she's not paying attention to what I'm listening to, and she's like, can you please turn it off? All I can hear is her saying All right, you guys are gonna have to suffer through it with me and just do it. Well, and I'll pause it after the claim, okay? So that we can talk about that. Got it. And then it'll give us a little bit of a break between the ums. She is a reporter with the Carroll County Comment, one of their local newspapers.
Evening, Carroll County. We just got out of court for the day, and I need to update you on just a few things that have happened this afternoon. I think one of the key important things that I noticed was we saw some video, actually the full video from Libby's phone, and in that still images were taken out of it. When the credentialed media was allowed to see the exhibits at the end of the day today, we got a better look at the distance between the man that has been called Bridge Guy and Abby. It's actually quite closer than I think, at least I thought, somewhere between possibly 10 to 12 railroad ties, which is very close. We also were...
You want to pause it here? So she's saying that he's 10 to 12 railroad ties back.
Okay, so where are you getting that? First of all, ma'am, I think this might be based off of her use of us credentialed the media. We're allowed to view the exhibits. I bet you she's the one that said something to Allie.
Carbon said the same thing.
100%. Secondly, ma'am, you need an antibiotic, and you need to not breathe on people inside that courtroom because you have some type of sinus infection.
We need to ask Allie if this is her. We need to ask Allie if this is her.
Confirmed. She's the snitch. Lady.
No way.
She is.
Allie's the snitch?
Yes. I said, is this the snitch? And she said, yes.
No fucking way.
Yes. I took a screenshot of this live panel. Yep.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. This is the culprit. She said yes. Oh, shit. Man, that is funny. That is funny right there. Well, now, I mean, it should be easy to figure. It should be easy to know who she is because this is her from Carroll County Comments.
I had a feeling. First of all, I had a feeling when she said that us credentialed media was allowed to go view the exhibits. That's like exactly what she said to Allie.
Yeah. Snitchy McSnitcherson. That's who she is. Yeah, tell her
Yeah, so let's talk about the craziness that she just said.
Oh man,
So
you know, now that this chat knows that this is the one who went for Allie,
leave the lady.
Carroll County Facebook page is going to be blowing the fuck up.
Leave the lady alone. But if you are going to blow her up, don't blow her up about that. Blow her up about the fact that she is credentialed media and she's allowed to view the exhibits. And somehow she's still saying the most insane things I've literally heard come out of this trial. What is she talking about? Which exhibit did she view that she was allowed to view with the credentialed media that showed that this man, who couldn't be seen at all in the video, the normal video, was somehow mysteriously only 11 to or 10 to 12, whatever she just said, ties behind? Was he wearing like an invisibility cloak? Like, I don't understand. Carol Karen comment. Accurate. Man, how dare you? like if you're gonna like not let anybody else see the exhibits, at least say things that make sense. Nothing that she has said makes any sense.
She's a Carol County.
You know what I think she did?
Oh shit.
Do you know? Okay, so you know how when you watch like the video that the ISP put out there, right?
Yes.
And people say, "Oh, you can see Abby's shoulder if you look like in the one corner."
Yes, you can in the photo. You can see her left arm.
So I'm going to need you to pull that up, and I'm going to need you to count how many ties he is behind that shoulder, because I'd be willing to bet you that's what she was doing.
I can't even fucking see. I've got tears in my eyes right now. Let me see if I can find that one.
I will be deceased. You'll need to start a GoFundMe for my grave, because if she was looking at the exhibit of the whatever weirdness they showed the public all this time, like, I just don't understand how you have the audacity to sit here and say that nobody saw a man at all in a video that was shown to the whole courtroom, but then the credentialed media got back there and somehow got to see a video where he was miraculously only 10 ties behind her. In what world, man?
This is on Facebook. It's on the Carroll County Comments Facebook page.
Ma'am.
Shit. I wanted to play it for you guys for the effect, but now I know that she's Allie's snitch. I don't even want to listen to her. Yeah.
I bet you she felt so good when Gull like yelled at Allie multiple times. It's like,
it's so weird that you picked up on that credentialed media though. Like, that's good.
The way she said it made my skin crawl. Yep, the way she said it made my skin crawl, and I thought, I bet you. Like, I could literally, I was looking at her face, and when I went to take the screenshot, and I was like, I can 100% hear and picture this lady saying what Allie said this person said to her.
Yeah, I'm like, you get no click, snitch. Like, I'm done. I'm not even going to talk.
You get no more
clicks. I'm not going to watch your shit anymore. It's like, too bad. Even though I wanted to make fun of your I'm done with you, and we're no longer even going to watch your shit because, hit the like for Allie.
We can.
If I had a Team Allie emoji, I'd tell you to throw it up right now, because fuck that. She's not even going to get my view anymore. I'm not going to follow the Carroll County comment now that I know that she's a fucking snitch.
Bring back Debbie Lowe.
Not to mention, I know, right? Like, that's ridiculous.
She was the only reporter worth a damn.
Well, this is why it's so frustrating too, because they talk about like that she's the credentialed media who is telling an actual attorney what is legal and what isn't. Like, do you know, like, what?
She told her to go away. And when Allie was like, no, the judge could tell me to go away. Instead of like, at least like being a snitch that will actually go to the judge physically and be like, hey, this lady over here, you see her with the dark hair looking like a lawyer? She thinks that she's media and she's over there looking at the exhibits. Can you tell her to leave? Like, instead of doing that, you chose to step backwards in the view of the judge and raise your voice and say the exact same thing to her, hoping that like the judge was going to hear and notice? What a clown.
She was just like, it's only for credential media. Judge goes, that's so. Judge goes like, who are you and what do you want? Why are you here? So yeah, no, she's not. She won't even get the click from me, even to make fun of her.
She's saying the craziest stuff anyway. That was the craziest. What are you?
That's why I wanted to tell you guys. I wanted to go over what she was saying. It's fine if you guys want to hear it. You can go watch it. But
if I were you, I would just play back your stream.
What do you mean?
Like you can play a screen recording of your screen. You played most of her video.
No, I didn't. She has she has 2 videos that are about 10 minutes.
There was more?
Oh God, there's a lot more.
Oh, yeah, that was enough nonsense.
We weren't even closely. Yeah, that's why I'm like, we're done. Now that I know that, we're done. We'll go to Twitter. We'll go to Twitter.
Oh my God, girl, you need a different job.
Oh shit. Okay, so let's go to Donnie Burgess. I like his reporting. So going through some more media notes from trial day 4, witness Rayleigh Voorhees. She saw a man, did not seem to be a happy person. Said in 2017, the man was overdressed for such a nice day outside, face covered with a running mask, wearing a hat and a hood. He looked to be Caucasian in all black.
Wait,
she had to be. Go ahead.
What witness? Oh, he's recapping what she said in 2017 about. Wait, where does it say? So did she testify that he did not seem to be a happy person?
That's
because I thought she said hi. I thought they said hi to each
other. That's what Wish TV says, is that she said hi.
I mean,
I don't know. I guess you have to read this. I only assumed that this one right here was what he's saying from 2017 because he doesn't preface the other stuff by saying that, or have She had to be home by 2:30, which she lived right on the other side of Freedom Bridge. Rayleigh is also related to Becky Patty, so just an FYI.
You know what I would be doing if I was the defense? Which one of these girls said that? Was it this one or was it Bree that said that she come up to the guy's shoulder?
That was Rayleigh.
Oh, it was? So I'd be having her stand up and I'd be saying...
You're having me question myself right now, but...
I thought it was, but I wasn't sure.
Rayleigh.
Was it? Well, whichever one it was. If it was her, I hope they did not miss the opportunity to ask her to please stand up and have Richard Allen stand up and say, do you come to this man's shoulders or does he come to your shoulder? If nobody asked, do you see the man that you saw that day on the trails in this courtroom?
They're not going to be able to ask her that because Nick already put in that motion that he was not going to be using the witnesses to identify Richard Allen in court. Rayleigh said 5'10". Yeah, Rayleigh's the one who says he was 5'10" and that she's 5'7" and he was taller than her.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you probably also wouldn't want to do that for some odd.
Okay, Bree's apparently the shoulder one.
I thought so.
Okay, then sometimes that's why I have a whole chart of it. I should have just pulled that up. I have a whole chart of their statements because I can't always remember.
I can't wait for that suspicious testimony.
Let's go look at them.
But I guess they wouldn't want to, in case in some bizarre, because I feel like we do live in the twilight zone here, that they would ask that, and clearly the answer is no. Because he's not the same height, but just the odds that one of them might say, yeah, he's right there. You wouldn't want to do that. You know what I mean? But the whole height comparison thing, I'd be like, here, let's mark your height on the door frame, and let's have Richard Allen go over there and see if he's taller than you.
So Rayleigh's the one who was in the group of 4 girls, and she said that she said hi to the man, but he just glared at them. Wish TV, I think, is reporting that incorrectly, but who knows? She recalled him being in all black and had something covering his mouth. Rayleigh recalled telling her sister that someone was in a grumpy mood. She went on to describe him as not very tall and a bigger build. She said that he was not bigger than 5'10". Riley went on to say in an interview that he was wearing a black hoodie, black jeans, and black boots. She said that he had his hands in his pockets. Now, hold on. Why is this? It's because I'm not in view. Now, Bree is the one who says, and she's called next. So she's actually one, I think she's the last witness of the day, or one of the last ones. An interview was conducted in 2020 of Bree Wilbur. She was this, so they don't even have, this isn't the 2019 one or 2017 one. This is 2020 when she's interviewed by Homeland Security. An interview was conducted in 2020 of Bree Wilbur. She was able to show investigators a picture she took on her phone of the Monon High Bridge with a timestamp of 12:43. Bree showed investigators another picture she took at the bench just east of the Freedom Bridge. When they went there, they were leaving at 1:26 p.m. Bree stated after she took the picture at the bench, they started walking back towards the Freedom Bridge. Bree stated that's when they walked past the man who matched the description of the individual in the picture. Detective Liggett believes the picture that she is referring to is the picture law enforcement released of the man on the bridge from Libby's video. Bree described the man as wearing a blue or black windbreaker jacket. She's already seen the video by this point. She's already, I mean, it's already been everywhere.
For years.
For years at this point. She stated the jacket had a collar and he had his hood up from the clothing underneath the jacket. Bree advised he was wearing baggy jeans and was taller than her. She stated her head came up to approximately his shoulder. Bree told us Rayleigh said hi to the man and he said nothing back. Bree described the man as walking with a purpose, like he knew where he was going. Bree also stated the man had his hands in his pockets and kept his head down. She didn't get a good look at his face, but believed he was a white male.
But again, at this point, when she's making these comments about him looking like he was walking with a purpose and stuff, all of this is after, for years, the Indiana State Police and others was telling the world that the man killed the girls. Her best friend's sister.
So I don't know. You could be right. Is she testifying? Is she saying like this is my statement from 2017? Or I don't know. We'll have to look at another report or wait till one of the attorneys comes on later too.
Well, I was just thinking, like she said, if she said that they both said hi to each other, like that wouldn't strike me as someone that was in a grumpy mood or whatever, and it obviously wouldn't be glaring at them because, like, why would they bother saying hi to you? If I'm in a grumpy mood, I'm ignoring you entirely.
Or Wish TV just doesn't fucking. They're just wishful. They was just. They don't know what they're doing. So I don't know. But so this is. I don't know. We'll have to find out more about Rayleigh's and see what happens. So let's see what Donnie says about. That's the courtroom. Important note included about one witness who brought up her role in putting together the suspect sketch.
Yes, Hammy.
So this is an interesting point because does this open the door for the sketches to be brought in?
It should. Wait, is this on direct or cross?
He doesn't say. I just received another round of notes from the media pool, going through them now, but essentially more witnesses testified as seeing a young, tall man, muscular 20s to 30s. Wait, what? Okay.
Muscular.
What? That's
never been Richard Allen. Sorry.
All right, let's go to what he says about Bree Wilbur. So friends on Snapchat with Libby messaged Libby that day. That's interesting.
That is interesting, Teresa.
So I don't know if you guys. So I'm going to tell you a rumor, and there was a rumor that Bree and Kelsey had created fake accounts of Libby and of boy accounts to troll Libby.
And do you remember that whole thing, like after the fact, where I want to say that it was Instagram? I don't believe that it was this. I don't think it was Snapchat. I think it was Instagram, where Kelsey was telling the story about somebody had like hacked Libby's account and went in and deleted stuff, deleted like a conversation. But then she found out who it was, and like the person basically apologized. Do you remember anything? Am I ringing any bells at all?
Keep going.
So I even think it was on Twitter, but she basically said that it was like hacked. And when they found out who it was, that she knew the person, she meaning Kelsey, knew the person, and that like she, the hacker, she apologized. and that she had gone in to delete the conversation that she had with Libby, supposedly.
Oh, the one that, yes. Are you talking
I
about
wonder if it
Anthony
was
Scott? Or no? I kind of
no, they
remember
didn't.
that.
No, like
I remember. Yep, I remember. I heard that somewhere. Bells are ringing.
said it herself, but yeah, see, yeah, that she had stopped and that she wasn't going to log in the account. I'll have to go find exact. I know somebody's going to know exactly what I'm talking about, but
If anybody can find that clip, like, could somebody send it to me?
I want to send you
Or
something.
send it to one of us.
I want to send you something before we get too far off of this. So I had listened to this the other day, and it was on Web Sleuth's YouTube channel back in 2020. She was talking to Becky and Tara, and Tara made a comment about something, and I want you to hear it since we're talking along this line right now.
Okay.
I got that good internet now, so it should go through fast.
We like that good internet. I don't have it yet. Somebody wants you to repeat what you were saying, so they kind of missed it. So can you repeat what you said about
what Kelsey was saying?
Yes.
So she said, this was years ago, that someone had logged into Libby's, I want to say it was Instagram, but they thought like it was hacked because they were going in and they had deleted stuff. And she found out who this hacker was, and that the hacker basically apologized and said that she wouldn't do it anymore, and that she just had deleted like her conversation with Libby. And I was thinking, like, when I saw that, I was like, why would she have to delete? Like, what could have possibly been there that she would want to have deleted? The hacking incident was after the murders. I don't know when the conversation, I mean, I'm assuming that the conversations happened prior to the murders, unless, maybe when they did. It wouldn't be unusual to find out that like a teenage girl might have said something really hateful to another teenage girl, and that maybe like they didn't want anybody to know those things because maybe they didn't really mean it. Like, I don't know all the circumstances, but she was there that day. She's a witness against this person being charged. Like, if I was the defense, I would want to know about this. Like, why are you accessing a dead girl's social media to delete things? If I was the police, I would want to know.
Fake shattered mirror account and wrote that AS account was only used by KK and TK.
Did you get it?
Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me go back over. Sorry, I was reading something else. Oh, right here.
Oh.
Website. Yes. Let me download it real quick so I don't have to pull up Facebook.
I hope that's the right one.
Well, we're going to find out.
The lady makes a comment about like what conversation that Tara had
Trish?
that day or something.
Web Sleuth, Trish?
Yes.
I still can't really use Web Sleuth, just FYI, guys. It's way too confusing for me.
I don't ever know what I'm allowed to say or not, so I just.
Just like I don't say anything. I just can't follow. I can't follow the structure of it. It just drives me insane.
I just
gotta learn to tune it out. So anyway, Becky, if you could just tell us about Monday.
I think this is it, but it's echoing.
Like I
It
said,
is?
it
Hold
was
on.
no makeup day, and the kids, they slept in.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Um,
now.
Actually, Tara was here too because my office is here and she works with me.
Did Tara
So
say? Did we know that
we
Tara
were
was
out
there that day?
working.
Tara was there that day.
Did we know that?
Yeah, we've heard that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, did she testify? Like that Tara was there at the house that day, working?
When she testified on the first day,
Yeah.
I don't remember them even asking that question, did they? I remember them asking who lived in the house,
Yeah.
and Tara did not live in the house. She had her own house. But I don't remember if they asked who was there that day.
Okay. Well, keep going. I would have
I don't
would have
remember.
clipped this, but I wasn't sure if this was right. So, but
Okay. Hi, honey. Yeah, give me a second. I remember reading on Reddit a while back that Libby had to do a factory reset. Yes, the weekend before, supposedly, she had to do a factory reset on her phone. Tara is Becky Patty's daughter, Derek German's sister, and Libby's aunt. So yes. Okay, so I'm gonna back this up just a second.
and she was at the search. Her kid
did.
was at
She
the
went-
search.
She's the one who also said that she saw Logan Maxwell on 300 North at the old railroads. Remember?
Mm-hmm. So play
I'll show
this.
you. I'll show you guys Tara as soon as we're done. As soon as I'm done playing this, I'm gonna play it, and I have to mute. I have to mute while I play it so you don't have an echo.
Okay.
Like I said, it was a snow makeup day, and the kids, they slept in.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Tara was here too because my office is here and she works with me. So we were out working, and I do know Derek had gotten up. They slept in until about 9:30 or so, and Derek had made them pancakes.
And Derek
And-
is Libby's father?
Yes.
Okay.
And Libby, of course, she was in and out into the office and stuff several times. She came out and was sitting on the floor playing. We had just gotten a new puppy,
Mm-hmm.
and with the puppy, and I don't know what all was she talking to you about, Tara.
She just chit chat, just normal everyday chit chat. She had asked if she could come stay with me that evening because every kid in the neighborhood hangs out at our house. And Libby wants to be where everybody is.
The action, yes, where the action is, sure.
So we just sit and chit chat while she was playing with Tucker.
Mm-hmm. And then, so what made them decide to go to the park that day?
I think it was because there were other kids out there.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew these other kids were out there. And like I said, Libby wants to be where everybody is.
Right.
I think that's why she wanted to go.
She wanted to go there because the other kids were going to be there. That's
And
the
she
three
knew the
girls
other
that
kids
they
that
talk
were gonna
about
be
on
there.
social media too. The
Yep.
other three girls were supposed to be there, who are her friends. That's Collier, Herrera, and Mata. And she knew they were going to be there. She had asked Max to go with her. She had asked Brayden to go. Brayden, shit, I always screw that up. Sandifer and Logan Holder, because they wanted to go there and hang out with the other girls, but nobody would take them earlier.
Oh, because that's where everybody was at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Friends of hers, friends of Kelsey's,
Right.
all of my kids and their friends were all here.
Mm-hmm.
They were not at the bridge, and they had no plans on going to the bridge. They didn't even know that everybody else was out there.
Okay.
Is that not a little weird?
Who's everybody else?
All the kids. So she basically is saying there was going to be a shitload of kids.
Yes.
Libby knew that there was going to be all these kids that she knows at the trails. That's why she wanted to go. So she went. Are you going to tell me that when she got there, she didn't look for these other kids or go to meet with these kids? None of these kids saw her. But then she makes it a point to say that everybody's kids were there except her kids. But her kids did go to help search for them when they went missing. Well, the one did. Remember,
Peyton.
I had it written down as what is it?
Peyton.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So, Kelsey in an interview also said that there was I'm not going to quote the number she said, but she named that when she was out there, there was, I'll just say a lot, because she said like a big number of people were out there. Hey, TNT. This is Tara. So this is Tara years ago. She's lost a ton of weight, just FYI. So this is Tara. This is closer to Tara now. And this is Libby's aunt. So, okay. Let me go back over. Where the hell were we? Okay, so Bree. Let's go back to Bree. So Bree, she was friends with Libby on Snapchat. The news to me that she messaged Libby that day. Why the hell would she be messaging Libby that day? Past bridge guy said he appeared to walk with a purpose and had black or blue jacket with blue jeans on. Said he was a taller guy. Transcripts of previous statements include Wilbur saying bridge guy was muscular.
That's super interesting.
No, so we've only ever heard her, or like in the PCA, they talk about her 2020 interview, but there's supposedly a 2017 interview as well. Criminality, Bob just said there was not one in-court identification of Richard Allen by any of the 3 eyewitnesses that believe that they saw Bridge Guy, which there better not be, because Nick said he wasn't going to be doing that in his court motion.
Betsy testified today?
Betsy testified today as well.
Did she get cross yet?
Don't know.
Dude, I think Betsy is going to blow shit wide open.
Well, they said, didn't they say in the opening statement that Betsy was going to be a very important witness for them to listen to? We'll hop over to another Twitter. I'm going to finish. I'll read his real quick, and then we'll hop over to another Twitter where we get a little bit more info. So Betsy Blair went to walk the trail frequently, but not from Delphi. She does not live in Delphi. She lives further away. She saw Abby and Libby. Eventually, she saw Bridge Guy. Said she described to the sketch artist that he had brown, poofy hair. He was in his 20s to 30s. He was the average height. The jury asked if she could have mistaken his hat for hair, and she said, I could have.
I always appreciate when...
But
I always appreciate when like with that other guy, when they asked about the bullets, and he's like, it wouldn't be abnormal to find a bullet anywhere in Indiana.
Yep.
Like, I always appreciate, even when you know that one side or the other is not going to like that answer, like when it's an honest answer, like, yes, of course it could have been a hat. It was cold. Do you know what I mean? A little bit of flexibility makes you more credible. Like, if that guy would have been like, absolutely, it was abnormal as hell to find a bullet in the ground, in the woods. It's like, what?
Let me just pull this one over here real quick.
I live in a development where, like, we just built these houses. I bet you there's shit that was dug up when they started digging up to build these houses. You know what I mean? I mean, I hope it's not on my property, but
no kidding. Yeah, no. Hopefully they don't find anything there. Otherwise, you know what? That might be cool. We can go live on the scene.
I could, from my bedroom window.
Right.
Oh, I could be like the rug lady. I'm the next rug lady. I'll see my million followers soon.
Absolutely could be the next rug lady. So Kit Hanley, who also reports with Max Lewis, said that there is a chance the sketches could be back in after the testimony of the prosecution's witnesses this afternoon. One of the prosecution witnesses, Betsy Blair, was testifying about her descriptions of the suspect, and at one point said she was comparing 2 sketches when she gave a statement to police. During her testimony, she states she had seen the news releases with pics of Bridge Guy and recognized him as the man she had seen on the bridge. She told police he looked boyish. The defense believes they have grounds to get the sketches back in.
If it's on... I thought that the information had to come in, like, you couldn't open your own door. So I thought, like, in order for them to open the door to the sketches, a prosecution witness would have to be on direct examination. Is Travis in here?
I haven't seen Travis, but we don't know if we don't know if that's on direct or on cross. We don't know.
Like, I don't know that on cross you can open the door.
During her testimony, she states she had seen the news releases with the pic. They don't clarify. One of them, we know she's a prosecution witness. She was testifying about her descriptions of the suspect, and at one point she said she was comparing 2 sketches. I don't know.
That could be direct.
Let's see what Max Lewis says. Max Lewis was the one that was actually in court. He doesn't have any updates.
Oh, cool.
So that's not going to help us. All right, let me pull up Bob real quick, and we'll see what Bob had to say. So he says that they saw the whole video, but he calls it the Snapchat video. So that's confusing also. Here, Osbrook's in here.
Michael, can the defense open their own door with a prosecution witness to get the sketches in, or does it have to be Nick that opens the door on his direct? DB, gotta be direct. The defense table was visibly excited, so maybe not on cross yet. Yeah, I think it does have to be, because otherwise you can just literally open, like if you could do it on cross, you would be trying to open the door with every prosecution witness. So I was pretty sure it had to be on. So he was probably shitting himself when she mentioned the sketches, because
Betsy did it on direct today.
there you go. See, I thought he probably shit himself. He's probably so angry at her.
Yeah, nobody clarified that on Twitter so far, but can you do me a favor? You know what? I'll message you real quick.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Lana.
I'll just tell you. Can you have Andrea set up her freaking live so that we can portal to her?
Yes. Because
she doesn't allow it, and it makes it really kind of hard for me to like send anybody over there. So I know she has a live that's coming up, so I figure we'll probably be done right around then. We've already been on for 2 hours. And then we'll listen to Andrea, and then Bob is live at 8:45 Eastern. I don't know if Lawyer Lee has one set up yet. Michael says they can at least get in the sketch BB contributed to. 10 out of 10.
Well, that's the one they wanted to.
Well, I mean, but she testified that she was comparing 2 sketches. So wouldn't they be able to bring in both the sketches she compared?
Oh, maybe, yeah. Well, at the very least, the one that she is responsible for is not going to be great. So, like, even if the other one comes in, it's like
young guy.
Yeah. So we can portal whole chat to your live. I don't know if she'll see it before she starts, or if she even knows how to do it.
It's in her studio.
It's in studio.
Okay, so this is
like YouTube Studio, not StreamYard.
No, YouTube Studio. Yeah. Okay. She has to set it up where channels can reroute to her.
Okay.
So that I can, because otherwise when I go in to reroute to her, she's not an option. It won't let me send it to her.
Okay.
Who else sees Kraken? Who else sees Nick having a tantrum in his office right now?
Oh, me, 100%. Like, how come we have no reports on if the fear boner appeared at that point? Like, there's no way it didn't, because as soon as the word sketches came out of her mouth, I imagine, because there's no way he didn't tell her beforehand not to mention the sketches. Like, there's a motion in limine. You can't say anything about the sketches, blah, 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 blah. You know, Michael, I thought the same thing. I wonder if, actually, I think it was Riley that we were talking about. And I said, I wonder if the defense asked her if she sees that person in the courtroom. But I don't know if maybe they didn't ask because out of the off chance that she might actually say yes. Just because she knows why she's there, you know what I mean?
Sorry. Nick, Kevin, and Anya are having tantrums in Nick's office right now. You know, they've been having a tantrum every day. They're like, Bob is.
Kevin like lost the rest of his hair. He'll be bald tomorrow.
Okay. Oh man. Okay. So we'll go over Bob's notes on Twitter real quick, and then hopefully Andrea will set up the portal. If not, Lawyer Lee is also going live, I guess, at the same time. I have not seen hers pop up on my notifications yet, though. I don't even know how to do it. Teach me too. All right.
Yeah, I
Good.
mean, I told her the directions, but I hope she doesn't ask
Okay.
any follow-up.
I'll look up in studio. You told her how to do it?
I mean, yeah. I said, can you set up your live so that Teresa can portal the whole chat to your live? It's in studio. You can change the setting. YouTube Studio, not StreamYard. Set it up so channels can reroute to you.
Yes.
That's all of my knowledge.
Okay. So
Poor Nick. Not really though, because I'm feeling less bad about any kind of mental anguish he's in as the days go on.
I'm just trying to find what tab it's
Oh,
under.
we
So I
should deliver get well soon balloons to him.
can don't even think about sending Nick anything right now.
Is that witness intimidation?
Yeah, you can't. You don't want to get involved in. You can send it to him after. This is not where it is. It is under settings. I'm almost positive it's under settings. Channel. Hold on, you guys. I'm just trying to find where it is.
Michael suggested purple balloons, so I'm feeling like it's maybe a good idea. Does anybody know if Julie asked Gull for hearing aids?
Oh no, we have to ask her. Shit, I'll have to find it. It's under settings. Is there a creator in here that happens to already know exactly where it is? I don't know, I did it when I set mine up, but you have to actually click it. Okay, if it's not under that, then it has to be under customization. Let me see.
You could type it into YouTube. Or Google it. Oh, she said done and thank you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's go over Bob's, and then I'll set this up to head over there. Okay, so Bob, this is Bob's from this morning. We finally saw the whole Snap video off of Libby's phone. I don't know if he's actually just saying Snap because of the whole Snapchat, just general knowledge, because we also heard the testimony that it was from the camera roll. So morning session is concluded, began with ISP Olehi, still on the stand under direct. The bulk of his testimony was foundational in order to get the physical evidence in. That would include all the clothes recovered from the girls and from Deer Creek. The second witness was Bunner. He is the original digital forensic investigator who extracted Libby's phone on 2 occasions. Here we go. So 2/15 on 2017. And then somebody else has the other date. And then the phone was sent to Homeland Security for the third extraction in October of 2019. Cecil did the extraction from the phone in 2019 and again in 2024, which he testified to at the 3-day hearing. The Snapchat video was entered into evidence and viewed by the jury. It was 43 seconds long, but didn't feel like it. The man in the video is so far behind Abby that it's very difficult to see him in original video without the enhancements. Unfortunately, it was only played one time by the state for the jury. On cross, the defense brought out a fact that the longitude and latitude of the video, according to GPS, was at the Memorial Park, not the Monon High Bridge. And I'm very confused on the Memorial Park part. On the original video, without the enhancements, Bob personally could not hear what was said, nor could he see BG. This is what the jury saw. I assume that the state will be putting on the digital forensic expert to get the enhanced video in. So let's go to his afternoon update. A lot of that we've kind of talked about. ISP digital enhancement guy, Jerry Chapman. I thought he was not a sworn officer. I think he's a civilian that's a tech guy, but maybe I'm wrong. Jerry Chapman testified an enhanced video came in and the down the hill sound came in. Not the guys, though. They didn't play the guys part. They just played the down the hill part. I guess they played the whole thing, so it was really up to them if you hear it. Eyewitness Rayleigh Voorhees testified that she saw a man just before reaching the Freedom Bridge at 2:15 p.m. She had the man at 5:10.
I still don't understand how something can be entirely inaudible in the original and then be crystal clear in an enhancement. That doesn't make any sense. Like it wasn't there and like fuzzy, like nobody heard it, and then it suddenly appears on an enhanced version. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, the other one from Wish TV says that they go through and they talk about that 12 seconds later you hear him say, guys, and then Abby says hi, and then he says down the hill.
So I guess she did make a ruling. And again, this is on their enhanced version, or no?
From my understanding, there was no rulings made today.
No.
All right, so let's see. Trial for the day ended right at 5 p.m. It was an interesting end of the day as the state called 3 eyewitnesses that were on the trails on 2/13. After the break, Brianne Wilbur, who was with the previous witness, Rayleigh Voorhees, on the High Bridge that day. Wilbur had time-stamped photo from 1:26 p.m. while they were near a bench while heading back towards the Freedom Bridge to leave. Her timeline is significantly different than Rayleigh's, which means that when each of them believes they saw Bridge Guy is about a half an hour or more apart. I think that's incredibly important. But so Rayleigh also said she had photos that were going to back up what she, when she had seen him. So I don't know if they showed those photos or what. Let me see. Okay, which means that each of them believe they're half hour apart. Rayleigh said she saw BG at 2:15. Betsy Blair then testified. It was very interesting. Steve Mullins was the last witness. We haven't heard anything about Steve Mullins yet testifying today. So that's good. Let me see. Let's try to get Andrea in here. Yep. She has to add me to their, she doesn't have me in her community settings under being able to redirect to her. But she does pop up now, but it won't let me click on her to redirect. And she's probably already live, so she won't want to fix it right now anyway. But she set it up, but she didn't set it up for anybody to redirect. She has specific people, and I'm not one of them.
Oh, so to fix this for future, she just needs to like type in.
She needs to either open it up for everybody, or she needs to add me to her people that she'll allow to redirect to her.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna go there, just say that this is where you came from.
So if one of the wrenches can put her live link in the chat, we're almost done here, and I'm going to wrap up, and then I am going to head over there myself too. So her timeline is significantly different. Okay, 2:15. Betsy Blair then testified. It was very interesting. Steve Mullins was the last witness to testify as he was recalled to the stand. This time he testified regarding a correction of the timestamp of the Hoosier Harvest Store. The feds verified that the video displays a timestamp that is 54 minutes fast. He then displayed still photos of Betsy Blair, Kelsey German, and Sarah Carbaugh's vehicles coming and going. Interesting stuff. Join him live tonight. So he's got one more. A bit of a spoiler for the night for their live tonight. There was not one in-court identification of Richard Allen by any of the 3 witnesses that believe they saw Bridge Guy on 2/13. Like I said, though, Nick put in that motion. He is not using the eyewitnesses to identify for in-court identification. So, I don't know. We got a lot of info today. A lot of info. We have a few questions that we definitely need some clarification on. All right, let's see. Any other final questions that you guys have for me before we wrap it up here, or me or Sleuthy?
Yeah, how soon are we gonna like talk about all the good actual information once we get it? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Yeah, because I'll probably spend the rest of the evening watching Andrea, Bob, Lawyer Lee, and then squeeze in Tom Webster if I can. Other than that, that's really going to be it. So, do you have all of Andrea's notes done for yesterday yet, or do you want me to pop in and do notes for something?
Not all of I think I sent out one. I came on with you, so I did not send out the other one. So I think I only have like 2, which I'll just do while she's talking.
Okay.
And then get started on the new ones. If you want to do everybody else's, that's helpful.
I started with Bob's last night. My head hurt so bad. I was like, I'm done. I can't Delphi anymore.
Yeah.
So, Julie, I'll talk to Julie probably too, just get some updates from her and see if she has any like specific clarifications or anything she wants to add. But I feel really bad. Like Julie was with me last night until like the wee hours, and then but I also don't want to become so overwhelmed that my head hurts and I can't appreciate what the information is that's coming in. And that's almost where I kind of got to yesterday, not at any fault to Julie, just my own because I'm so, you guys, when I say like I'm really trying to not be frustrated with this, like it's really taking an effort for me.
For sure.
It's really taking an effort for me. Julie also isn't going to trial every day, so it might be good to have her maybe on a day that she's not at trial, so that she has a time to go through her notes. I don't know, we'll see. I'll talk to Julie and see what she wants to do.
And I can type up her stuff too. Bob said yesterday he was going to send me his stuff. I don't know if he's actually going to, but like, if we're a day behind, like, who cares? Like, if we're talking today about yesterday's, who cares? If it means we have a minute to like organize everything.
Right.
You know,
well, that's kind of what I'm going to do. I'm going to take all the testimony and I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it into an individual presentation, and then I'll highlight like the biggest stuff that was news to us from it. So that's what I'm working on the side. So
yeah,
it's just hard because there's not a day off of trial, really.
I know.
You know, and I still have to be able to like clean my house.
Yeah, that's my cleaning day. Is the only day that we have off.
Right. That's like laundry, cleaning, grocery shopping.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but it is pressure. I've been caps locking a lot, which I don't.
I saw that R&M got in trouble for caps locking the other day.
I'm usually hateful about caps locking, but like, this is just outrageous.
It was funny though. She was like, I get in trouble for this because I get all worked up.
She knows, like, because I won't respond, and she'll just keep going and going and going. Like, I won't even read it. And now I'm caps locking everybody to death.
Like, listen to me. Well, thank you for coming up here. I hope that we got a little bit off your chest, and then we can figure out, like, we can go through the questions that we have and see what these guys have to say, and hopefully we get some answers or clarifications on it. I can't say that most everybody is pretty the consensus today is that there was a lot of information brought forth, and it was not a very big pro-prosecution day. I think most mainstream media and podcast lawyers that have been in there have kind of posted that this was not a good day for the prosecution.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
All right, you guys.
I'll see everybody at Andrea's.
Yep, sounds good. All right, thank you
y'all.
guys for being here. You guys know I love you. I appreciate you. I know that you guys can have other places you can spend your time, yet you choose to spend your time here with me. So I'm grateful for each of you. I'm going to head over to Andrea's. I would route you and portal you over, but I cannot do that. So the live is Sleuth Investigates has posted the link. Percosin has posted the link up above. So please head over to Andrea Burkhart's. She's phenomenal at note taking. And then I'll be at Bob's probably later tonight and probably catch Lawyer Lee on the replay. So love you guys. Go enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.
Do you dare to follow me down? Head into the unknown. Down the rabbit hole. Where it stops, no one knows. We're going down. head into the unknown.